Hey everyone, we're here today with my girlfriend Alexis in the driver's seat. This is her Model 3 that we just leased. And it's already got FSD 13 on it, so we're going to see how it does on her car with her in the driver's seat. I'll just be the passenger today. And we're going to go to the beach. We're starting here from the garage. Let's see how it does.
Let's go.
Alright. Starting off by pulling out of the garage. It's reversing. A little bit of a tough driveway here. It's looking good, but it's not feeling confident. It's got plenty of room.
Okay.
Great.
Did it?
It made it out of the driveway. Not the easiest driveway. Now we're turning right, very smooth here. Just an insanely smooth and comfortable ride.
Alright, gate coming up.
Yep, this gate's always a challenge. Here we're coming at it straight on. It's motion sensitive. You need to get close to it for it to open. But then you also need to wait for it to open before driving through it. So FSD has always struggled with this. Recently it's been able to handle it pretty well. There was some regression initially with V13, but looks like they've got it down now. Actually,
it's a little hesitant.
A little bit of hesitation, which isn't good because you don't want the gate to close on you. So when it is clear, you got to go right away without hesitating. Now we've got an unprotected left turn, kind of a Chuck Cook's left here. Not quite as busy as Chuck Cook's left, but as you can see, there's fast-moving traffic in both directions. The car needs to find a gap, judge properly whether it has time to go, and then go for it. So right now there's some more cars coming on the right. After that, we should be clear to go right after these two cars. And notice how it started moving even before the last two cars passed, so that it was ready to go as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. And it was super foggy out here earlier, and it handled this perfectly as well.
Yeah, it's definitely impressive, some of the fog it can handle.
And a beautiful sunset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great when you don't have to stare at the road as much. You can enjoy nature, the scenery. So our destination is about 8 miles away, and it's going to take us about 18 minutes to get there. So Alexis needs one more referral to get FSD. So if you feel like buying a Tesla before the end of the year, they're giving 3 months of FSD, 3 months of free supercharging. Use the link at the bottom of the video. You won't regret it. I mean, look at this. This could be you getting around just by pushing a button. And even besides FSD, this is just such a dream car. You can lease it now, buy out the lease. Get a Tesla with FSD before the end of the year. You won't regret it. You got to start off 2025 on the right foot. Headed down the hill now, picking up speed. This car is in hurry mode.
It used to go, before V13, used to go very slow around here.
Right, yeah.
So that's an improvement.
Yeah, that's the worst, when it's just driving too slow. Everyone's getting annoyed. Not only you, but the people around you. Oh, look at that. Faraday Future.
I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, they're like bankrupt or something. I don't see very many of those.
No, I can see why.
Yeah, not the most
Aesthetically pleasing.
Nice and smooth, heading down the hill here.
Actually slow down for that dip a little bit.
Yeah, that's nice. It's much better about seeing dips and bumps in the road that you want to slow down for.
Yeah, it handles these curves so well. Very smooth, smoother than I could drive myself.
Right. And that's the weird thing. It just went from being not as good as you are to being able to do it more smoothly than you can in just a few updates. So are you using it much, or are you driving your car manually? I know it's a fun car to drive manually, but how would you say when you use it and when you decide to drive yourself?
Yeah, I honestly use FSD most of the time now. Mostly it's, a new city, so I'm getting used to driving here. Very different from Oklahoma, where I'm used to driving, so it's nice having it kind of get me where I need to go without having to worry as much about missing exits or taking wrong directions. And also just, easier to get through the traffic. I'll turn it off every now and then just to have some fun with it, but most of the time I just have FSD on because it's easier.
Yeah.
I can just relax and supervise, and that's it. Just gets me where I need to go. I don't have to think that much about it.
Yeah, this can be a pretty crazy city to try and navigate. So FSD definitely makes that easier and safer. Honestly, I don't know how anyone in this city survives without FSD. The amount of traffic people have to sit in. It just makes life so much more pleasant.
Yeah, I feel a little bit spoiled getting V13 so soon after getting my own Tesla. But riding as a passenger in your car for a couple of years, I can still feel all of the improvements, just a little bit different in the driver's seat, but I feel really lucky that I get to experience V13.
Yeah.
It was one of my first builds.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of new Tesla owners will never really know what it used to be like to just come in and get a new car and have this right away. They're probably just shocked if they're coming to a Tesla for the first time.
Okay, could have put on the blinker there.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting, but
this lane does end.
Yeah, this lane merges into this lane.
Which actually I didn't realize until just now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was intentional or just a lane drift kind of thing, but these two lanes do merge together. all these gas cars are so annoying and loud and slow. And this thing is like riding in a cyber cab.
Yeah, I honestly cannot believe how good this is getting. Sometimes I just sit there and it just blows my mind.
Yeah, and it definitely makes me feel better too, knowing that you've got this AI system that can kind of help you navigate around, that's looking in every direction.
Yeah, V13 plus the new auto shift, I barely have to touch anything ever. Sometimes I push start in our driveway and I don't touch anything until I have to park at my destination.
Yeah.
And then I just auto park. So I literally barely do anything.
Right, yeah, and that's pretty much what everybody's experiencing. And it's starting to get to the point now where even normal people aren't using it, not super tech forward people, not necessarily, early adopters, but pretty much for everybody. If you spend any time in your Tesla, this is maybe the nicest feature in the whole car, and that's saying something. And this new Model 3 is so nice too. The suspension's so smooth. It's quiet. It's like a cyber cab, but better, honestly.
Great sound system also.
Yeah.
So normally if we're not talking in these videos, we're just blasting music.
Yeah. That's definitely one of the best parts too. The combination of FSD and the sound system is just serene. Instead of driving around stressed, annoyed at everybody, you're just sitting back, listening to music, enjoying the scenery. It's like a day and night difference compared to what everybody else is doing. Looks like we got a pedestrian on our right walking two dogs. But they were enough out of the way that it didn't matter. Now in 0.2 miles, we're going to have to make a right. The car is correctly moving over to the right lane. The lane to our left goes in a different direction, so that's good.
Yeah, it's another thing I've noticed about V13 is it used to wait until the last minute to get over to make to make an exit or a turn, but now it gives itself more time. Even on the highway it does, which is nice.
That's good.
Peace of mind.
Yeah, missing exits missing turns has become one of the biggest complaints I hear from people. As so many of the other issues get fixed, that's one of the big items. But one of the next builds I think they mentioned should improve that further. I mean, sometimes I'm not really sure which way to go, so I just turn it on.
Exactly. That's what I do now.
Yeah. Or sometimes I think, oh, why did it turn right here? It was supposed to turn right over there. Then I realized the computer was actually right and I was wrong about where it needed to go.
Right. More times than not, when I've turned it off because I think it's doing something wrong, I realize it actually was doing the right thing for whatever reason, whether it's going the right direction or avoiding, something in the road or something that's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how that works. It's, you're starting to see the signs of how it can actually be better than us at navigating. And how it'll actually keep us from missing turns on net.
Right.
Which is, it's just a lot of wasted time when you miss a freeway exit or miss a turn.
Yeah. I mean, it's still good to be cautious, obviously, and take over, intervene if you don't feel comfortable with something it's doing, but I think I'm starting to trust it more and more and know that it actually is going to do better than me.
Yeah. And, people in the Tesla community have been talking about the wife test or the girlfriend test for a long time. Now a lot of people's wives and girlfriends are just using it day to day, more than the men are even.
Yeah, and I think about my family driving back home. My grandma, I want her to have FSD now too, because I feel like she would be safer with it on.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it definitely makes me feel better knowing my dad has this, that my family's driving around with it. I mean, in some extreme cases, it could be the difference between life and death. Handle that roundabout very smoothly there, without any hesitation. Now we're here at the beach, and there's a lot of pedestrians, a lot of cyclists, so there could be some issues, some challenges that pop up, or maybe not. It is around sunset here, people are leaving, and our destination is about 1 mile ahead on this street. Looks like we do have some flashing red lights up ahead. Those were sometimes a challenge for past versions. So let's see how it does. There's another Model Y ahead of us. Maybe they're on FSD too. Alright, we're at the blinking red lights. It's all clear to go.
Handled it perfectly.
Yep, handled it just like a human would. So I remember when FSD 12 came out, it couldn't handle that.
Yeah, I was just remembering that.
Yeah.
Now it's good at registering that the light is blinking and treating it as kind of a four-way stop, so which is
right,
as it should.
And really smooth there with multiple cars turning around in the middle of the street, and the car didn't stop, it just slowed down gently, let them pass, and continued. It really can handle a lot of crazy stuff without freaking out now. It's just very calm and collected. And we're less than half a mile away now. Looks like we got a surfer crossing. Will it recognize him? Will it run him over? Looks like he gets to live another day.
He gets to surf another day.
Yep. And, yeah, let's say there was a driver who wasn't paying attention. They were looking at their phone, they were distracted, and they would have run that person over. Well, now their car has a second set of eyes built in, an AI, and it can stop them. It can beep at them. It can apply the brake. Here's another pedestrian crossing. It's got to wait for them. They're crossing on the other side, so a little bit tougher to see them, but it still handled it perfectly. And it started moving a little bit sooner knowing that by the time it crossed the intersection, they would have cleared the crosswalk. So that's good. It's good to be a good part of the flow of traffic, to not hold up people behind you unnecessarily, to not waste the driver's time. It may not seem like something that's in the safety critical path, but it actually is. If you want the driver to keep FSD on, you need to not waste their time or anyone else's. All right, 100 feet until our destination. Looks like the car's pulling over here. Nicely done.
Not bad.
Into the parking spot, and now it put it into park. So, what are your overall thoughts, Alexis? What would you rate this drive?
Well, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. It was pretty good. I had a little trouble getting out of the driveway, but that's kind of a tight driveway to get out of anyway, so I'll forgive it this time, but hopefully over time that'll get better. But yeah, great drive, as usual.
So, are you going to buy FSD?
If someone gets my last referral spot, I am.
All right, there you go. So use her referral link, and let's get her FSD so she can use it all the time. Thanks for watching, everyone, and go order a Tesla. What are you waiting for?